Today I want to try something different and try to answer the question of how do you achieve your goals, or how do you reach your goals. Everyone has goals in life. Everyone has that flagpole ending that they would like to get to. And for different people, it's different things. It doesn't need to have to be the same thing for everyone. Obviously, everyone's life goals are different, and everyone is not necessarily headed in the same direction because of those life goals being different. People's priorities are different. What people want from life is different. So while the goals are different, the method to achieve these goals is actually pretty similar in my opinion. To get to that ending flagpole that you want to achieve, whatever it may be, there's a certain process that you need to go through to get there. And that process generally does not change much, but people really don't focus on the process. People focus on the goal itself, and that person achieved that goal. But they don't focus on, well, how did that person get there? How did he reach his goals? And this kind of answers the question also of why are some people successful in life while others aren't? What are they doing different? Do they just have better goals? Or is it something else? So these are the sort of questions I will try to answer in this video. And with that said, I have created a flag here to just show off the goals. So moving on, say this flagpole is your goal right here. So, and let's say this down here is you right now. Okay, not very good at drawing, so excuse if my stick figure sort of looks like more of a alien or a plant or whatever that is supposed to be. But yeah, alright, he's got some hair here, okay? And let's give him some ears. Alright, so it looks more like a monkey now, but alright, whatever. So this is me, or this is you, I guess, looking up at, hey, I want to be there. This is my goal, and I'm down here on the ground. Let's give myself some ground. Let's say I'm in some grassy ground. Oh, I didn't get the color. Alright, let's give some green grass, shall we? And I'm at this green grassy field down here. And I want to reach my goal, which is really up there. So, as you can tell, how I'm going to reach my goal, one thing is very clear, is with these tiny legs of mine, I'm not going to take one huge step. Let's see, these are my feet. My feet aren't that big. Let's give myself a little bow on the foot, on the shoe I'm wearing. So my feet, these are my feet. They're clearly not big enough to jump from here to my goal. There is no quantum leap that I'm going to take, or magical step that I'm going to do suddenly in life that's going to get me to my goals. And if you're waiting to have that happen to you, that just if this one thing happens, I will reach my goal. Or if these two things happen, I will definitely reach my goal. Or if this third thing changes in my life, I will definitely reach my goal at that point. I'm sure all of us have had that, where we've told ourselves that, oh, right now I'm not able to do it because of X, Y, and Z. and X, Y, and Z won't be the same always. So, but the problem is there might not be an X, Y, Z in the future, that there will be an ABC. You get the point? There will always be an XXX excuse for you to not do something. And let's see if I can actually do this. There we go. That's our brain right there. Our brain is really smart, which most people do feel that their brain is smart. And it's not wrong that it's smart, but the fact that it's smart, it is very good at doing XXX, which is coming up with excuses for not doing something. Our brain is smart. Who knows you better than anyone else? Right? Who knows you better than anyone else? The answer is right here. The person who knows you the best is you. And you are your thoughts, your brain. That's the whole processing unit. That's your processor right there. And that brain knows you the best. It knows how to make you not do things very well and provide you the correct excuses to not do them. So you might ask psychologically, why am I built this way? Why is it that I'm not doing things easily to reach my goals? I'm keen on those goals. I really do want to reach those goals. You'll say, hey man, I have a good heart. My heart's in the right place. I really do want to reach those goals. I don't have any ill will or something. I'm really keen on them. I really do want to reach these things. It's not that I don't. But if you're telling me my brain is doing this to me, it is sabotaging me. And how do I stop this? Because my heart's in the right place. I make all these goals because obviously I want to do them. It's not like I don't want to do them. So why do I not execute? Basically, I want to get up there. I want to get to my goals. Why am I not doing the right things to get there? Why is my brain telling me wrong things and giving me the excuse of watching a YouTube video or watching a movie or watching a TV show that I need rest, I'm tired? What are the millions of excuses that your brain is telling you? The reason for not doing something is because just think about if the reverse was true. What if the reverse was true? So let's move a little over here. And let's just keep this here. So we have a little bit of what we were up to. So let's say now, instead of my brain giving me excuses, as I pointed out a little higher up here, I guess. Yeah, right here it was. So instead of doing this, which is being very good at coming up at excuses, what if my brain actually was a orange brain? Let's give me an orange brain, okay, instead of a blue brain, just to differentiate. This is my brain 2. Okay, brain 2. Alright, so what if I had a different brain? What if I had a brain that actually, instead of putting me and giving me excuses, was like, hey man, get off your ass. You need to get here, this goal. Right? This is my flag post. Right? So since we're going with an orange brain, let's go with an orange flag post. So my good orange brain is telling me that you need to get to this good orange flagpole. So come on, do these things you gotta do. So doing things is basically working. So in some form of the other, you're doing some sort of work to get to those goals. So instead, my brain is telling me to work, or just say the steps, steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 5, whatever it might be. It might be 100 different small steps that you need to take to get to the goal. But what if I had a brain like this? What if I had this brain that instead of giving me excuses every time I was a little tired or not feeling up to it, it actually told me that, hey, get up, man, do the steps. And it was just, oh my God, this is so easy. This is easy. I can do this, because my brain's guiding me in the right way. And I'm ... and I've reached my goal. Woohoo, Woohoo. I got there, I'm so happy. What if I had that super brain, excellent brain that made me get to my goals? Oh, only if I just had that brain. Do you see that that's another excuse? Only if I had the correct brain, I could get to these goals. That's just your brain coming up with an excuse that currently I'm lazy, I'm not good enough. But if I had this different sort of mechanics to me, maybe I could help you reach that goal. I'm sorry, I can't right now. Maybe check in later with me. But there's an answer to this too. It's not just, I'm just trying to mess with you. The answer is very simple. And this is the answer right here. This little word right here. What if you had this brain instead of this brain? This brain makes things hard for you, right? It's not easy. You have to push yourself. You won't feel like doing it. You gotta do it anyway, because you have that goal in mind. You have the reasons why you want to reach that goal. But still, it ends up being hard. It's never easy. Why is it not easy? I want it to be easy. Well, because if it was easy, then everyone would be successful. Everyone would be successful if it was easy, right? Since everyone would be able to do exactly whatever they needed to get to that goal, it would be really easy. Everyone would be having that orange brain and just excelling in life, right? But does that really happen in life? Is that true to life? No. That's not true. So, what is the truth? The truth is, everyone's not successful. You have failures and you have successes. And this is not one person's a success or a failure. It's meaning not everyone that goes into these two categories. Forget everyone. The same one person is going to be failing at some things and is going to be succeeding at something. Right? Everyone has their vices, everyone has their bad habits, and everyone has their good habits. No person is perfect, and that's why we call ourselves humans. The definition of humans is imperfection in some ways. We aren't built perfect. We aren't built like robots. We don't have that perfect algorithm that we try to create for robots. And even as we try to do that for robots, we still mess up. We're still not able to get it perfect, right? We're able to get a calculator correct, but are we able to create those complex algorithms perfectly? No. It keeps on improving itself. We keep on improving as human beings, and we keep on improving the algorithms for robots at the same time. So there's no perfection there either. And every human has his successes and failures. But we obviously would prefer to be successful and not a failure, right? So now how do we do that? Let's say we want to reach our goals anyways. Forget this, I get this, man. This is common sense to me. Okay. So how do I try and reach my goal anyways? You told me you're going to tell me how to get to my goal. So how am I going to do that, since clearly I'm not built to get to it? So how do I do that, right? How do I be a success and not a failure in life? So let's just go back to step 1 then, right? Here's my flagpole ghost. I'm not going to waste too much time on this flagpole. Here is me, and I'll just write me, and I'll give you a little picture. How about it? I think I did a better drawing. I'm improving a drawing already. And let's give him a little hair. Let's give him some spikes. Okay. So, as you can tell, one thing is very clear. To get to here from here, I need to move upwards, right? I need to take these. What are these? Steps. I need to take some steps to get to my goal. Every goal will have certain steps that you need to take to get to your goal. So, okay, dude, I know this. Like, yeah, I need to take steps. Big deal. You told me nothing. Well, I'm telling you that most people, they have this goal. This is your goal. And you have reasons for your goal, whatever they may be. They might be emotional reasons, financial reasons. Whatever reasons you have for reaching that goal, might be healthy reasons, you're trying to lose some weight. Whatever the reason may be, might be family reasons. Whatever your reason is for making that goal and having the reasons. The problem is here about the steps, which I clearly told you are not easy. They are hard. And they're meant to be hard, since your brain is not going to make it easy for you. And not really are they hard. They are things you will not want to do. They are things you will not want to do. It's things you just do not want to do. It's as simple as that. And your brain will give you XXX for excuses not to do them. So you're like, okay, I get it. I don't want to do it. I kind of want to get to that goal and reason. I don't want to do the thing. How do I do it? So your question now becomes not how do I reach to the goal or how do I do the steps? Because the steps are clear. You could write down 100 steps to get through any goal and cover up yourself of how to get rich, how to do anything in life. You could make the goal, you could make your reasons, and you could make your steps, right? Those are not difficult things to do. Say I have a goal to make $1 million. I can have a reason why I want to make that $1 million. Say the simplest reason, I just want to be financially free. I don't have to worry about money in any way possible. Okay. And you can set up your steps that I will work this much salary for so many years and I will invest so much. I will get so much on fixed deposits. I will get so much on bank interest. I'll get so much by investing in the market. You can make a plan, right? This is your plan, right? You can make a plan. I'm not saying your plan's always going to be successful, because in every plan there's going to be skill plus luck. So yeah, there is luck involved in your plan being successful or not. But there's also skill involved. We have a certain control. So your plan might still end up being a failure, might being a success, but you can have that plan, right? You can have that plan, you can have your goal, you can have your reasons, which means you can have your steps, and you know it's going to be not easy. It's not meant to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would have $1 million today, right? Everyone does not. So clearly someone's doing something right, someone's doing something wrong. Because everyone would be happy with $1 million, whether someone says they want money or not. You give them more of it, they're not going to be like, why are you giving me more money? You know? That's just an easy example, money, because everyone can relate to money and everyone feels like they have a shortage of money at all times. So, but yeah. So let's get back to the topic at hand. For what is the difference between a successful person and a failure? Successful people have done this. They've made a habit of doing things, doing what they don't want to do. And in this case, doing what you would not want to do would be taking these actual steps. See, it's always a choice. It's always a choice. It's never not a choice. It's always going to be a choice to you, you know? There's always going to be a choice to you. Choices, do I do this step that I really don't want to do? Or do I do the distraction, which might be going out with friends, socializing, drinking, whatever that distraction may be. And I'm not saying that that does not have a place in your life. It does. But it's a question of allocating your resources, which is your time, properly. See, the most important resource in life is not money. If you had 1,000,000 days, you could make $1 million, right? $1 a day. Not hard at all, right? If you had 1,000,000 days to live, you'll be a millionaire by the end of it, right? Anyone would, probably. That's not a tough resource. Our tough resource is this: time. We have limited time in life, and since time is the most limited thing we have, it's the most important resource in our life. So how we spend that time is most important. How we allocate those resources are most important. And if you spend the time doing the things you don't want to do in life right now, which will not give you pleasure now, but will give you future pleasure when you do reach that goal. On the other hand, if you choose pleasure now in the form of the distraction, you are sacrificing your future pleasure many times. And I know it's not as simple as that, it's not as straightforward as that, but it comes down to that. It often comes down to that, since your time's 24 hours a day. You have those 24 hours. How you spend them decides where you'll end up in life. Whether you end up a success or a failure in life. Those 24 hours is all you got. Daily, all you have is that 24 hours. You can't go back in time and change what you did yesterday. You can't go forward in time and just magically fast forward and take a leap to your goal suddenly and just jump from where you are at right now to where you want to be. Life doesn't work like that. And so that gets to us to another key component of life, is that life is slow. Everything in life happens slowly. Nothing happens fast. Think about it. Anything in life happens slowly. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens fast. And so just for some examples, here we go. We will give ourselves, what am I drawing? Let's see if we can figure it out. Let's see if I can draw something that someone can actually understand. But yeah, I think people can get this, right? Sounds like I'm drawing some sort of weird alien, but okay, this is a plant. Let me just tell you this is a plant. How about that? Let me just tell you this is a plant. Plants grow slowly, don't they? Right? They grow slowly. Nature moves slow, right? Everything in nature moves slow, right? Nature moves slowly. What else moves slow? Humans. We grow old, but we don't go from being young to being old fast, right? So I'm not going to write everything moves slowly, but humans, we move slowly. Does your, when you clean your room, does it get dirty the next day? No, it gets dirty over time again, right? So dirt happens slowly. When your things get dirty, it happens slowly. Let's see, what else? Success. It happens slowly. As we just discussed, it doesn't happen overnight. But since we're talking about how to get to success at failure, we can go with other things in life. Evolution didn't happen overnight, right? Things don't go extinct overnight. Things don't get born overnight, right? They do, but you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't evolve. It takes time to evolve. You're talking about years and years and years to get to where the cities of the world are where they are today. That didn't happen in one day, did it? As the saying goes, Rome was not built in a day. It took time, right? So just all this is to just tell you is to adjust your expectations. If you have that expectation of getting quick rich, of that expectation of just reaching your goals overnight, of just getting to where you need to be right away, you will be disappointed. And that disappointment and negative emotion is going to affect you really badly. You're going to feel dejected, you're going to feel rejected, you're going to feel sad. You know, so you're going to have these range of sad, angry, let's just say, or dejected, you know. The range of these negative emotions that you're going to go through. For what? For not doing something like instantly? I know we live in an instant world where we want that information to get to us like instantly. We have all these smartphones which just give us everything at the tip of our fingers. But to get to that point of that smartphone industry where it is today, you got to look 20 years back minimum, and you're probably looking at another 50 to 100 years plus that led to this point of where we are with the smartphones today. It didn't happen overnight, and it really did not happen in the last 20 years itself. Yes, innovation has come a long way with smartphones in the last 10 to 15 to 20 years, but the parts in there did not happen in that time either. You're talking, it took time, much longer than that. So yeah, it did not happen fast, did it? So yeah, it takes time. So adjust your expectations, knowing that things will grow slowly. You will reach your goals. Things will move slowly. Don't have that expectation that you're going to do something today and the result is going to show off tomorrow. You might have goals that can get done in a day, sure. But I'm talking about your long-term life goals, your aspirations in life, your dreams in life, where you see yourself not tomorrow, but where you see yourself 5 years, 10 years down the line, even maybe, at least minimum a year down the line. You know? The problem is that we expect what we need to work for our whole lives to happen to us suddenly. And I'm not saying there's no luck, as I covered. There is luck. Some people get lucky in life. That's a luck lottery. Some people get lucky in life, win a lottery. But hey, all the lottery winners, a lot of them went back broke. They just didn't know how to handle that additional money. And people took advantage of them because they were not having that knowledge. And so, look at it this way. Say money is your end goal. Say money is your end goal. But when it comes to you suddenly, and you do take that jump from here to there, you probably end up losing it. So what's the use? What keeps it with you is the process, the hard work that you put in, the methods, everything that you learned along the way. That's what's important, your journey. That's what's important. What you went through, your life. That's what's important, not the goal. Not the goal, not the end goal. It doesn't matter the end goal. The end goal you'll get to, buddy. You'll get to it. You do the right things, you'll get to that end goal. You might fail 25 times before you get there. But if you don't give up, you keep going, you keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You'll get there. You'll get there eventually. That's how life works. You'll get there. But you can't give up. What happens is, this is our life graph right here. This is our graph, let's say. And this will look very familiar to people in finance, people in accounting. What does this look like to you? This looks like a graph of a stock, right? And okay, let's give it a little bit a better one. Let's give it a better one, really. Okay, let's give it this. Yeah, let's go wild with it, okay? There we go, okay? Say this is a stock. We know these stocks, right? You look at the stock market, you look at any successful company, it's going to show a graph like this. And it's going to have its dips, it's going to have its ups and downs. That's life. This can be your life graph too. But what did the company do? It didn't reach a low point and just be like, all right, boys, let's pack it up. We're done. Right? Did they just stop? Did that company just end? Some do, yeah. Some companies go close to bankrupt. People cheat them, whatever, they go bankrupt. Some definitely do. Some remain just at that low mediocre rate. Sure, those are there too. But in general, all the big companies you see today, all your major tech companies of the smartphones you all hold in your hand, all the major food companies, they didn't get built overnight, did they? They didn't get that success overnight, did they? They went up, they went down, they went up, they improved, they went down. But what was consistent? The results were not consistent. These are the results, right? The results were not consistent. If you look at sometimes you look at like, say this is a 5-year graph or something, you might say, oh, let's say they started here, okay, somewhere here. You might say, hey, they're exactly the same place where they started 5 years ago, right? You might say that. But what you don't see is this process of learning that they've already gone through. Right? You don't see that, right? That doesn't show up if you see the share price. You don't see the learning, that process. And that's why I said what's important is the process and the hard work, and not the end result. And the end result will come if you do the process and the hard work. So let's move on to different topics, since I think this is pretty easy to understand, that things just do go up and down, but at the end, if you keep going at it, you will end up there. So let's move on to something else. And so, as I established, what is that process? Now let's talk about, all right, you're saying I need to go through this process. I need to go through this process, which is obviously learning, you're saying, all right, I get it. It's something everyone goes through in life. Like, all right, so how do I do this process? Let's say, what is this process? This process is your daily habits. Your daily habits. What you do with your 24 hours during your day. This is your process. As I told you, all you have is those 24 hours. What do you do with them? Do you know what you do with them? Does it just go by and you don't? Are you doing something that's getting you closer to your goal? Are you not? What is it? What do you do daily? Your daily habits is what choose your direction. It's what choosing your direction for you. And that direction is not happening overnight. And it's not happening linearly like I've put here. It's happening like this. Sometimes you are pushing upwards on that graph because you're doing the habits. Sometimes you're pushing downwards because you're not. Then again, you're pushing upwards because you did. You're not, you did, you're not, you did, you're not. You get the point. It's not linear. Okay? I'm just putting it linearly. And this is years we're talking here. You don't become a success or a failure overnight. It takes years of hard work. So just to go a little sidetrack here before I continue with this. What do we consume? Tell me what we consume. We consume movies, right? We watch movies. How long are they? Let's say 1 to 3 hours maximum. Some movies are really long, right? We watch TV shows, right? How long are they? We're talking, let's say 30 minutes to an hour maybe, each episode, right? Okay. We watch YouTube videos. A lot of people do watch that. How long are they? Probably anywhere from 1 minute to a few hours, right? Let's say 1 minute to 1 hour. Okay, depending. People watch Instagram stories. People watch TikTok videos. Though it's getting bad now, but whatever. Just to give an example. People read Reddit, watch videos on Reddit, which is like all these. Instagram, you're talking few minutes probably. Or TikTok, a few seconds to a minute, maybe 1 minute even. Or like a minute. Let's just get 1 minute, very short videos. Reddit, again, it depends, but probably not more than a few minutes, right? Few minutes here. So, what else do we see? What else do we consume is, okay, we might read a book on someone successful, right? Some people still have those good habits of reading books, I would say. Read a book, how long it's going to be? Might take a few weeks to read a book, depending on how long that book is. Might be short, might be a few days to a few weeks, let's say. Let's just say days to weeks, right? You might listen to an audiobook again. How long is an audiobook going to be? I'm just going to move this side for now and I'll come back that side. Yeah. So how long is an audio going to be? Probably a few hours, right? I don't think I've seen a lot of audiobooks more than a few hours. I have Dark Tower series was more than a few hours, but yeah. So audiobooks are going to be a few hours. What do you notice here? What do you notice? I'll give you guys 30 seconds to point out something to me. Just think about it. You can write it in the comments if you feel like. And tell me if you noticed what I'm about to say before I say it. All these different media that we consume. Let's call this media, right? All this media that we consume. Say, even I'll add in one more thing, socializing with friends or whatever, How long do we socialize? Probably not more than a few hours, I would think, right? We spend the life with our life partners, but socially, when we gather around friends or any other loved ones, how much time are we actually spending talking to them and socializing? Probably maximum a few hours, sometimes much less, right? So I'm going to give you guys a total 30 seconds of silence to try and figure out what I'm about to get at. Anyone? Leave it in the comments. If you know what I was about to say, leave it in the comments. Tell me I know what you were going to say, man. So I just took a different color change. I hope that's readable to everyone. Maybe I'll go a little lighter here. Is that better? That's more purplish. Okay. Oh, yeah, I think that's fine. I'll just go a little lighter in the tone. There we go. I think that should be fine. Yep. Think I ended up with the same color, but it's okay. There. So the big reveal, I guess, here is that everything we consume, everything is less than 24 hours, right? Besides spending life with someone else, nothing else is more than 24 hours, right? We're not spending more than 24 hours. In fact, we are only spending a few hours. And in these few hours, we are given various examples, and we take this learning in from people of how they are living their lives. Be it in a book, audiobook, online, what we see. So, what are we really seeing? What are we really seeing, What are we really seeing here? Do you guys know what we are seeing? Anyone? Should I draw a ship here? That will seal the deal to tell you guys what we are looking at. This will reveal it. Right? And I'm spelling Titanic wrong. There we go. Alright. But yeah. Let's just do this. There we go. Titanic. I know how to spell Titanic. Thank you very much. Alright. Okay. So, we are only seeing the tip of an iceberg, is what we are seeing. We are not seeing the whole picture. The whole picture is hidden. when we do watch all these sources of learning of other people's life and how they did it, you've seen biographies of people who were successful in life. You've seen all these other methods in which we see. All we are seeing is what they want us to see, right? When you watch a video on YouTube or video log or whatever, you're only seeing what that person wants you to see. And that what you're seeing is his portrayal of what he wants to portray to the world. And that's going to be a good maybe 5%, right? So you're seeing the results. What you're looking at is the results at all times, the goals. You don't see the process. What you're missing out on is the process. So just to give you an example, go check any successful YouTuber today. Most of them have been working at it for the last 10 years plus. So that's your period. And some probably longer than that even, right? But we don't see that, do we? We say, hey man, this guy got lucky. Look at him. He started YouTube and he's now a famous person. He gets all this free tech. He gets all these video views. Oh my God, I can do that. That's simple. It's easy. He's doing it. I can do it. Let me be a YouTube star. Same with Instagram. You see these people with Instagram with a lot of followers and this and that. You're like, hey, I can do that. You're just clicking pictures, going to all these exotic places. I can do that too. I'm no different. What are you lacking? You're lacking that process. You're lacking that time investment, right? You've not put that in. And you don't even know if you're willing to put it in. You just see it and jump in. You just see it and jump in. You're like, hey, I can do that too. I'll do it. And your expectation is what? What's your expectation? Your expectation is that I'll be successful, more successful than that person in less time than that person. I'm that much better than them. I'm the king, buddy. No, you're not. Well, some of them are, but most likely you're not. As I said, there's luck involved. But if you're basing it only on skill, it takes hard work. You need to go through that learning process. You've not gone through it. And most of the time you're not willing to go through it because you have XXX excuses for why you won't do it. And you'll fail at it, right? Where are you headed? You're headed for failure, right? That's where you're headed. If you aren't willing to put in the process, if you aren't willing to put in the time, if you aren't willing to do the things that you don't want to do, that are difficult to do sometimes, if you aren't willing to make them habits, you aren't going to succeed. It's not complicated. Life is simple. As long as you choose to keep it simple, life will be simple. So it's up to you. It's up to you, right? It's your choice. As I said, it's your choice. Right? It's totally your choice. You want to do it, you don't want to do it, fine. What the problem is that we make all these goals. We have all these flags set up of things we want in life, right? Everyone wants the latest phone. Everyone wants the latest car. Everyone has those, at least those technological things that they like in life that would make the life a little bit more comfortable, probably, right? You have those for sure, right? Hey man, I wish I could have that, right? You have those. Maybe they're not clear goals in your life. Maybe they're just like random aspirations, random dream, but you'll have fixed ones too. You'll have certain things you really do want in life. But a lot of people don't even move from the process of a lot of people don't even just move from the goal to the process, right? I said before, after having a goal, say these are your goals, right? I told you the next step was having reasons for those goals. And it's not just reasons, you have to have strong reasons. These are the reasons that have to motivate you when you are unmotivated, which you will be guaranteed. It's not going to come easy. You are not going to always have that motivation to do it. There will be times when you will not feel like doing it. That is a guaranteed and a given. You can't change that. You will not feel like it. You will not feel like it. You'll feel meh, right? You'll feel meh. I don't feel like it today. Sad face. I feel a little bit down today. I don't want to do it. So, what do you have to do during those times? You still have to do it, is what you have to do. And what will keep you doing it is this, not the goal, the strong reasons. And these have to be sometimes emotional. It's like it's not a blackmail, but it's like emotional. It has to be something really important to you. It has to have that inner core hunger, is the best way to put it. You gotta really want it, man. You gotta really want it. You gotta be starving for it. And you guys can't say, hey, I'm starving for it. I need money. I'm just actually starving. That's not how it works. I'm talking about your real reasons for wanting something. And often in life, our real reasons are actually things we don't reveal. But they're based off things we've gone through in life. So I'll give you all this one example that I'd read in a book or somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. If someone wants to tell me where I've read this, you can put it in the comments. But it basically talked about how this man made sure that his kids got through college and had everything they ever wanted in life. And he worked damn hard all his life to get sure and make sure that happened. And his reasons, strong emotional reasons for doing that was he struggled. He saw his parents not having and not being able to provide for him and not being able to send him to college and him to get through the things he wanted to do. He didn't have that. His parents were not able to do that for him. And so his strong emotional reason was, I want to give my children what I could not have in life. And that drove the person. That drove him to do the things he did not want to do. That drove him at the times when he was feeling meh to remember that reason and be like answering meh with a no. I will do it. I will do my habit to get me to that goal, right? And he did it. He did it. He was successful. He did what he wanted. He met that habit. Now, am I saying he met all his habits and goals because he had that attitude towards that one? No. He met that one because that had a strong emotional reason, and he went through the process, and that was something he really wanted, and he had that hunger and starvation, and he did the habits. He learned how to get there because of this, not because of having the goal. Having the goal is nothing. You could make up 1 million goals and you can just, every second I could think of a new goal. But unless I have an emotional reason and actual reasons for getting there and have that strong emotional thing that will correct me when I'm not feeling like doing that habit, not feeling like doing that daily habit that will get me to that long-term goal. And daily habits are steps, they are a small step every day towards that goal. It's no use having these goals. It's no use having the strong emotional, having a reason. Like, that reason has to be really strong to get to where you would like to be. And now we come to one of the key, very key components as per me. Which is, and I'll just go with the color of red. Which is, I said you must have these daily habits, right? I talked about having these daily habits now. Which in the Habitica app is dailies, which I've kind of covered, but basically habits and dailies, let's just say that. So these are your steps, right? These are your steps that are getting closer to your goal. And it's not always going to be the same step. So it might not be a recurring step. Some might be the same step you need to take daily to get to the goal. And an example of that, just to give you an example, would be eating less to lose weight. Eating less calories to lose weight. Eating less for weight loss, So now that would be a daily thing, right? That would be a daily thing. You might be eating less. You might be doing some intermittent fasting. You might even exercising to raise your metabolism so you burn the fat faster. So all these things are recurring, right? Let's just say these are recurring, right? Recurring means if you do them daily, the small steps you're taking more and more towards your final goal of losing weight. On the other hand, you might have goals that have different steps. Right? You might have different sort of sub-steps that you need to take to reach the goal. But as long as whether these steps are habits are dailies are recurring or not, they might be different, but in general there will be a recurring theme to them. Say this is different parts of a project, right? Let's just say this is different parts of a project. So what could be a habit or daily related to that? Well, very simple, right? Work on project. You work on that project daily. Now here's the key. Consistently. Here's your key. Here's your key to life right here. This is your key to life, okay? Do things consistently. Whatever you do in life, whatever habit you're trying to form in life, do it consistently. The reason to do it consistently is very simple. Remember the graph we talked about? Through the ups and downs, this movement is consistency. Keep on growing, right? This is growth. You keep on growing. You keep on hitting, and you'll have multiple graphs for multiple habits, right? But as long as you are moving, you keep moving, you keep doing it, 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 keep doing it. Eventually those little steps, those tiny steps that seem like they don't even matter, they will add up to your goal. But we don't even look at these tiny steps. We just want to jump to that goal. And that's where we mess up. That's where we mess up. What differentiates from so let's just put here As I told you, these graphs are not linear. You don't get to success or failure in one go. You're going like this. You might be sometimes here, sometimes here. And then you might just go here. Now you flip this graph sideways and let me draw you the graph this way. You see that? That's the same graph. Or you might have the graph that heads towards failure, right? Which would be something like you again start off somewhere here in the middle, you head here, and then you head here, and then you just go boom down, right? You ended. You failed. But this is not an ended graph. Say you fail at something, you can try again, right? You can still pull back. It's not the end. The end is when you die. Right? It's not over till you die, right? It's never over till you die. Until you're alive, I don't matter what your age is, you can get here at whatever you want. At whatever. No matter your age. You want something, you want it badly enough, you have the reasons, you can get there. That's the good thing about life. Yeah, it might take you to change your whole being. You might have to study like insane. But who said life was supposed to be easy? Who said that it's supposed to just happen for you, right? If it is supposed to happen, then it'll happen for everyone, then everyone's successful. And it's kind of boring, right? Kind of boring. Just sit down at house and watch Netflix, everyone. Which we're kind of doing right now. Most people are. But yeah. It gets boring, right? Then it's not a challenge. We need to be challenged as human beings. Maybe that's why things are this way, right? Maybe that's why our brains fight against us throughout the time. Maybe that's why our brains make it hard for us. Because we are supposed to fight it. We are supposed to push forward. We are supposed to, in those moments of weakness, show strength. Maybe that's all the big jazz right there. Maybe all that matters is our habits. Maybe nothing else matters. All that matters is our habits, what we're doing daily in those 24 hours. Right? Because that's defining us. As much as we like to portray those images on Instagram and Facebook and all those places, that's the tip of the iceberg that we're showing to the world. But what we really are is those 24 hours and how we spend them. And how we spend them over time. We are a sum total of those 24 hours divided by 365 days, multiplied by 365 days, multiplied by how many more years? Let's say average of 70 years. Right? We are that. What we are is that. Now, if these hours daily, these 365 days and these 70 years were spent doing, let's say, bad habits and wasting time, since that's the most important resource we have, well, where are we going to end up, right? Where are we going to end up? Everyone's going to have bad habits. Everyone's going to waste time. Everyone's going to watch that movie. I'm not saying don't do that. But I'm saying every time you do it, it's a choice. And what you choose is going to decide where you end up, right? So don't blame anyone. Don't blame anyone else. Don't complain. Don't say, oh, if things were not XXX, if these were not there, I would definitely be happy. I would definitely be smiling right now, right? Oh, let's see. I'll be dancing with one leg higher, let's say. Right? No. So I did talk about my habits before, and I will talk about my dailies, what I'm doing to get myself to the goals that I want. But this is just to give you an idea that what really matters is your 24 hours and doing those habits consistently. And now, why do I say consistently? Why does consistency matter and not, I don't say doing it to the maximum time possible. Why do I not say that, right? Why do I not say you should put 24 hours into exercising daily and you'll get those abs, right? Why am I saying do it consistently instead? So let's compare. Let's say I have a goal of doing, I set up a goal of doing 10,000 steps daily. I'm like, no, I'm currently doing 0 steps. Let's say that, right? And from there, I'm just wanting to jump straight to saying, oh, I'm going to do 10,000 steps. I've just decided. I have made up my mind. I have put my reasons forward. I want to be healthy. I'm going to do these 10,000 steps. Okay? And first day, let's say you don't get there. You do 8,000. Second day, oh man, that new movie released. I did 4,000. Third day, I'm like, oh no, I'm going to get back here. I'm going to do my 10,000 steps, right? So it's first, second, third. Let's just go with an example for around 5 days so this will get too long. Fourth day, oh man, I'm too tired now. I only got to 6,000. Okay. And as the days, let's just do 7 days. Let's just go a week. And then again, I'm like, no, I better do it. All right, I did 8,000. I did better than yesterday. I'm happy. Next day, I'm down to 4. And then, hey, this is a Sunday, man. I'm not going to work out on a Sunday, right? And then you drop off after that. Let's say 8th. Let's just go 10 days. Okay, let's add some little more days. 8th, 9th, 10th. Now again, oh, Monday, man, was a tiring work day. And let's say you don't get in 0. Let's say you get in like a few thousand. Let's say you get in 500 or whatever that I actually did work out. And eventually you sort of fade off, right? Eventually you just stop doing it. You lose that goal. You lost it. What did you do wrong? I had the right intentions. I had the strong, I had my very strong intentions. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to be healthy. I was all pumped and motivated. That's that initial motivation you get when you set out a new habit or daily or a goal. That initial joy, initial burst of motivation that your body gives out when the initial chemical release in your body that motivates you to do the initial. And that's why when people take up New Year goals, you'll notice that they do it for the first few weeks and then just stop. Why? Why is it like that? And the reason is because the way they are looking at it is wrong. The way they're looking at it is wrong, right? They didn't do it for the last year, and now they're looking to develop a new habit in a month and do it for the rest of their lives. Is that how it works? No. Things grow slowly. We covered that, right? Things move slowly, things grow slowly. So let's say instead of this insanity, I just set out something that I can actually achieve. I say, forget 10,000. I can't reach 10,000 daily. There'll be days I'll be tired. There'll be days I'll have to work too much. I'm not going to set out that goal. You could set out a 5,000 step goal. Hell, but starting off, I would not even set that out. Because I know you won't reach it. What goal I would honestly set out is 2 steps. That's all. do it. So just give it time. 1 minute. You have 1 minute, you do it for 1 minute. That's all. It will build over time. You'll probably end up doing 5,000. You're probably doing 6, 7, 8,000 even. But you set a goal. If you do set a goal that's easy to achieve daily. Don't set up something that's going to disappoint you. Don't set up something that you are going to fail at. That life will give you enough things to fail at. Don't worry. Don't you go setting out habits. Set habits that are easy for you to achieve. And the reason is because if you're starting from zero, and I think this is extra. Yeah, that's extra. Achieve. So if you're starting from zero, you're not going to get to that 10,000. Stop trying to do that to yourself. Stop pushing yourself like that and then just failing at it. And then not doing it for the next month, 2 months, 3 months. What's the use of that? What was the graph we talked about? The graph is slowly built, right? Follow the graph. I'm having a 5,000 goal. Oh, I reached 5,000. I reached 5,000. 5,000. So, okay, that became 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get it? This is yours. Yeah. Do it that way. Build. Consider yourself a builder. You're building life. And in this case, consider that life is a huge ass building. Life is a big ass building, man. I need to build floors. I need to be tiles. I need to build a swimming pool I want. I need to build an elevator. I need to build a shower. I need to build that bathroom. I need to build the hall. I need to put all the furniture in there. I need to do all these things. Am I going to be able to do that in one day? No. In 1 week? No. 1 month? No. It's going to take a long time. If you're just starting out, it's going to take a long time. You have to have that expectation that it's going to take a long time and give yourself that time. Give yourself that time. Be good to yourself, you know? Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. To know yourself well enough to where you know that you can't just do it like that. And why do I set the goal as being easy? Why do I say keep it easy, right? I said easy, right? Because, as I told you, things are going to be hard anyways. Just because the reason you're setting out easy is so that you do it consistently. And what happens is when you do it consistently, you build. As soon as you break that consistently, you break that streak of that habit. You need to rebuild in your head. But what happens when you're doing it, choosing something easy and doing it consistently and building that streak, you're fighting off XXX. You're fighting off your excuses. As you build that streak and consistency, these things die out. These will fade. They start fading. That resistance that you feel to doing something, that fades. That initial resistance, that initial apprehension, that whole oh man, I can't do it, getting all those excuses, those fail when you start off easy. When you tell yourself that, hey, I'm going to keep an easy goal. My goal is exercise for a minute. What excuse do you have now? Is it not easy to just stand in one step and just run for a minute? Or just walk for a minute? Like, no resistance. Like, what excuse are you going to give for that minute? You could be watching Netflix and walk for a minute, yeah. Just jog for a minute in the spot. But what's going to happen? This is this is what's interesting. What's going to happen to you is once you start it, once you start that chain, let's say, of doing it, you will build that chain bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you will increase the time too automatically. You don't have to increase your habit. Your habit might be 1 minute today, it might still be 1 minute 3 years down the line or whatever. But the thing is, by the time you go here, you'll be doing those 10,000 steps and you'll not even face the resistance anymore. But when you just set out that 1 minute initially, what's happening is you're breaking that resistance. You break the XXX, you break those excuses. They're not there anymore. They cannot fight you anymore. Your marvelous brain has no XXXs for that. Because what is it going to tell you? Don't stand for a minute and just jog while watching a Netflix show that you love? You're going to see through that shit, right? You're going to be like, yeah, you're bullshitting me. I can just jog that second year and I'll be done and I'm getting my tick mark. And maintain a habit up. Make sure you get credit for it. You need to get credit for what you do. Make sure you get credit for what you do. Make sure you check mark that damn habit you did that day and make sure you have a streak. Make sure you are tracking your streak, which is a streak is how many days in a row you've done that. Make sure to track that damn thing. And sorry for that. But yeah, make sure to track it, okay? How many days in a row have I done that thing? Because when you do this, you are a builder. You're building something. You become a builder when you do this. And it makes a difference. Another thing to do with the consistency is let's just go somewhere where I can still type. Okay, I'm run out of space here. Let's go here. Yeah, that will do. Let's go down here. So, probably the last topic I'll cover now. And I should be done after this. Not really a great color. Not really a great color either. Well, that's fine. I think I kind of use that, so I'll go for a darker blue. Whatever. How about this? Yeah, that's fine. Like a purplish. There we go. So, the last concept that I want to get to regarding consistency is the magic of it. And the magic of it is simply that by doing things consistently, you get ahead of where you would do things if you just started off with that burst. And the reason is because with consistently, and just to take the same example of steps, you are building. You might do 1,000 steps the first day, you might do 2,000, you might do 3, you might go back down to 2, you might go back down to 1 again, you'll go back down up to 2, then you might go down up to 4, but you're not stopping. You keep going, right? You're not stopping, right? Since the whole definition of consistency is not stopping the habit. And what that does is, when you come, let's say, to 5 years later, right? 5 years later, what you're going to notice is, which you might not notice, and you might never notice this, is that your overall steps, and this is just a random example since I'm not doing the exact numbers, but what you're going to notice is that in this column is your steps that you did because you followed a consistency. And the other side is obviously inconsistent. Means you stopped, you took another New Year resolution, you stopped, and stuff like that, and so forth and henceforth. And you did that. You kept doing that. So let's see. Overall, with this method, you're going to be way ahead in the steps on whatever you're choosing to do than with this method. And that's because of all the stopping. That stopping is just taking you back to zero. So you might have done so, I'm down again here for long. Again, I went up. Oh, I did so much. Oh, down. Oh, back down. You get it? Well, out here, you're following the graph of how I told you life builds. You will go down, you will go down. Oh, I'm slowly building, but I'm making sure that daily I cannot touch something, And even if this graph doesn't go that high, realize something, that you might just level off. Let's say 5,000 steps. I just level off. That's where I end up, You'll still end up doing way more than doing this, which you'll end up doing way less. And so, I just want to point out that consistency is not only something you can use to achieve your goals by doing your habits consistently and keeping them easy, as I said, but is something that will do good for you in every aspect of your life. Whether it's your relationships, whether it is anything in life, when you pull away, when you break that consistency, you sort of break the flow. It's that flow. It's that flow that's going on. It's that flow, that flow is building, it's building, though it might just be inconsistent, might be going down sometimes, but overall it's just building. When you break it, you're just like putting a whole pause in that for like so much time. And I'm not saying only for relationships, like anything, the breaks we take, that is like, don't take the break, is what I'll tell you. If at all possible for you, don't take that break. I don't say get in 8 hours of work daily, I don't say that. What I tell you is work daily. And I don't even say work daily for a certain amount of time. Just choose to work daily. Choose to sit at your desk and do the thing you're supposed to do. Sit and do. Or stand and do, whatever it is. Whether it's a standing desk or your work requires you to stand. But deliver. And deliver consistently. In anything. Do it consistently. And you'll get there. It will get better. It will get better. And you will get where you want to be too. But don't try to set up tough things for yourself. Don't set up tough time schedules that I need to stick to. Saying that I need to do everything at a specific time of a day. You won't stick to it. We are human. We are human. We are imperfect. We are not going to stick to it. By definition, when you put in a strict schedule, unless we are forced into that schedule, which we are as children, by our parents and teachers, into a specific time schedule, then we'll stick to it. And same with an office, right? You work a certain time, 9 to 5 job, whatever it is, you're forced into that, right? Means it's not your choice to choose those hours of work, but that's what you have to do, so you do it. But as soon as you're out of that 9 to 5, once you escape that and you're home, what do? You don't look to follow a timetable for the rest of the day. Since it's tough to do, you'll probably, even if you're following a timetable, you'll probably give yourself a little bit of leeway, right? It's really tough to do that. And because it's so tough, we eventually fail. And the moment we fail at it, it's like, oh, we're back to step one, you know? Then we got to build the whole damn thing again. We might have been at step 10, we go back to step 1. But with doing things consistently and setting up easy habits, the difference is here. So suppose I say I'm setting up easy habits. I'm not going to set up strict things for myself. I'm going to be easy on myself, but I'm going to look to do the things anyway. What happens is you build up a streak of successes. And notice I use the word build. And they are small. These successes are really small in the big picture of things. They're extremely small. But what they assure you is those steps keep building. Step 11, 12, 13, maybe back to 10, you know, back to 9. But what doesn't happen to you? You don't end up back at step 1. You don't end up back at 0. And that's what matters. Because that hurts. Being back at 0 hurts. And it just drains you of your motivation. It's just such a drain when you go back there. Because you feel like a failure. And you have failed in some ways, right? But you set yourself up for that failure. You set yourself up to fail. And as I told you, don't do that to yourself, because life will do that to you. life is going to throw curveballs at you. Life will make sure you fail. Life will make sure you fail. There's no one who succeeded without failing. No, unless you're extremely lucky. What matters is not that when we do dip, when we have those failures. Everyone has those failures, right? Take Samsung, one of the biggest tech companies in today's day and age. They had success with their smartphone, success with their smartphone, success with their smartphone. That Note which burnt came out. Oh boy. Did they just be like, all right, we failed, we're done? No, they are like, no, we got to build back up. We're going to build back up. We're going to go back up. We're going to make more phones. We're going to keep doing, right? Life is going to give you those failures, whether you try for them or no, right? And they might not even be your fault. They're going to be happening to you anyways. But what matters is not that you fail. What matters is that you continue consistently past that. It's not like Samsung had that failure and they were just like, okay, now we are not going to make phones for a few years, guys, because we burned people and people caught on fire. We're just done. We better take a break. We need to go back to step 0. No, they had a certain knowledge that they had learnt. And as I said, this is the process and the knowledge. So they had that process. They had that knowledge. They had that learning that they had already gone through for the years. They didn't ignore it. They just went and corrected it. Oops. Yeah, they had that knowledge. They had that learning already, which obviously we never see. But what they did is they went and corrected their process and just continued building up, right? And that's what you do. You correct the ship. If you start heading towards failure, you might still be doing the same habit even, and consistently you might be, oh, I need to change that habit a little bit, you know? But don't take these major turns. Don't make the major turns. Life does not require those major turns, you know? Those jumps, those leaps. Don't try to do them even. Accept your limitations in life. Accept that you are human. Accept that you are not perfect. But accept that at the same time, being human and imperfect gives us all these advantages in life where we are still top of the food chain, right? So you can do it. You can do it if you try. You can do it if you try. It's up to you. And this is what we covered today, just to give you a brief overview. So covered quite a lot, and I will not go through all of it again and bore you. I hope this helped someone. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.